Section 1. An overview. The year is 2008. The world watches as a financial crisis unfolds, shaking the global economy. Images of foreclosed homes, panicked investors, and bailout headlines dominate the news. The collapse of Lehman Brothers becomes a symbol of the crisis, sending shockwaves through the financial world. At its heart lies a dangerous cocktail of risky lending practices, deregulation, and a housing bubble of epic proportions. When the housing bubble burst, these mortgages defaulted en masse, triggering a domino effect that rippled through the financial system. Section 2. Steering the economic ship. In the tumultuous seas of the global economy, the Federal Reserve, or the Fed, acts as a kind of ship captain. When the economy overheats, the Fed can raise interest rates to cool things down. Higher rates make borrowing more expensive, encouraging saving over spending. Conversely, when the economy sputters, the Fed can lower rates to make borrowing cheaper, stimulating investment and spending. The Fed's decisions impact everything from mortgage rates and car loans to business investments and job creation. Finding the sweet spot is crucial for maintaining a healthy and stable economy. Section 3. From dot-coms to housing. The late 1990s witnessed the rise of the dot-com bubble. Investors poured money into tech companies, often with little regard for traditional valuation metrics. Companies with no profits saw their stock prices soar. When the bubble burst in 2000, the Nasdaq plummeted, wiping out trillions of dollars in market value. But the lessons learned seemed to be quickly forgotten as a new bubble, this time in the housing market, began to inflate. Fueled by low interest rates and relaxed lending standards, the stage was set for another financial crisis. Section 4. The subprime storm. Anatomy of a crisis. At the heart of the 2008 financial crisis lay subprime mortgages. These were loans given to borrowers with poor credit histories, often with little or no down payment required. Lenders relaxed their lending standards, offering adjustable rate mortgages with low initial payments. These mortgages were bundled into mortgage-backed securities and sold to investors. When housing prices fell, borrowers began to default, and the value of mortgage-backed securities plummeted. Banks and financial institutions heavily invested in these toxic assets found themselves on the brink of collapse. Section 5. 2024. A financial déjà vu. Fast forward to 2024. The world is a different place, scarred but not broken by the 2008 crisis. Interest rates, after years of being at historic lows, are on the rise again. Inflation is rearing its ugly head, eroding the value of savings and putting pressure on central banks. The stock market, after a decade-long bull run, seems overvalued. And the housing market is experiencing a surge in prices, raising concerns about affordability and the potential for a bubble. Debt levels, both public and private, are at record highs, leaving economies vulnerable to shocks. Section 1.6. Navigating the future. Safeguards and storm clouds. Navigating the future. In the wake of the 2008 financial crisis, governments and regulators implemented reforms to strengthen the financial system. These included stricter capital requirements for banks, enhanced oversight of financial institutions, and new rules governing derivatives. The Dodd-Frank Act, passed in the United States in 2010, was a landmark piece of legislation. While these reforms have made the financial system more resilient, questions remain about their effectiveness in preventing another crisis. The rise of shadow banking and the rapid pace of technological innovation pose challenges for regulators.